Alright guys, how's it going? So, our next step on getting started on eBay, we've been over, deciding what you're going to do, how much time you're going to be able to spend on it, kind of your plan going forward, and realizing it's not get rich quick, you got to put some work in, and now we've ordered shipping supplies. So, another trick to getting shipping supplies, if you are going to list, I have to look at the fee schedule exactly to see when it makes sense, but you need to look at a store subscription, and because that gives you some extra tools over just listing individually on eBay. If you're just going to start out doing 10-15 items a month, you're probably better off just not having a store. And if you're doing all auction style, then you're probably not going to have a store. If you want to carry, it's not going to make sense. If you want to carry an inventory and do some kind of listed and forget it items, I do a mix of buy it now with best offer that I just list and leave up. I do a few auctions on certain items that I know I just want to move out and be done with. So the store made sense for me, also because I'm trying to push it up to full time. The reason it comes into play and ties in with my last video on shipping supplies is this. eBay gives you, if you have an eBay store, eBay gives you a credit every quarter to use in their shipping supply store. So, if you're going to be doing any kind of volume, which I would say, honestly, if you're going to sell more than 25 items a month, I would say it's probably worth it to get a store for the tools you get, the discounts you get on listing, and then the shipping supplies. So here's what happened to me, which was a happy accident, which if you're getting into this, you can plan for it. So eBay gives you a store credit for their shipping supplies based on the size of your store. So the smallest store, you get a $25 gift. It's a credit, not a gift card. I'll get into that in a second. $25 credit if you have the lowest level store, which is $20 a month. They give you a $50 credit if you have the middle-sized store, which I didn't look to see how much that middle-sized store is. And then the anchor store is like $250 a month, but you get $75 credit every quarter. So what I did, which again, completely by accident, but this is a good trick now, is I opened my eBay store because I decided, okay, I'm going to get into this. I opened it the end of March. So it was like March 20th or so. Now, I believe eBay prorated my time in that month. They didn't charge me $20 for the whole month. I'm not positive on that, but I'm pretty sure they did. So then, even if they didn't, it was still worth it because I was in the first quarter, January, February, March. I signed up and instantly I got a credit from eBay to buy $25 in shipping supplies. And I'd heard about this on Scavenger Life podcast, so I go over and I knew that I had the reason I was getting started and to start a store is I took a consignment of 100 VHS tapes, and so I ordered their small poly mailer or bubble mailers, which are, I want to say they're like 10 inches long, about 7 inches wide. And they have the eBay logo on them and padded. So I ordered those, and I think I ordered 2 sizes. Yeah, I did. I ordered 2 sizes, kind of the mid-size box of both. So I got my mailers for free. Now, the happy accident was I opened at the end of March. Well, April came shortly thereafter. April's the start of a new quarter. I got another coupon for $25. So now, those 2 months, I've only spent at the most $40 on eBay for my store subscription. and I've gotten $50 worth of shipping supplies. Now, I already had a bunch of tape. eBay has tape as well. That's a great one to order a bunch of tape for. But I needed bubble mailers for certain things, so I ordered those bubble mailers. The bigger ones work good for, I've sold some shirts and some pants and things like that. And then the smaller ones were like the perfect size for VHS tapes. So that's one of the benefits of a store is you get those coupons, which offsets a big chunk of that, because eBay's pricing on those mailers is pretty similar to Uline and, you know, a lot of the other vendors out there. So it's not like they're, you know, raking you over the coals or something just to get your business and to get it that way. They are selling supplies at a competitive price, and you're going to get them for, you know, free essentially when you have an eBay store. So the trick I would say is if you're going to open your eBay store, even if they don't prorate that first month, open it 4 days before the month before a quarter ends. So March, June, September, so that you get that $25 credit, because you're going to get $25 worth of store supplies for $20. Now the eBay store gives you a few benefits over just listing listing individually. And the biggest one for me is I want my business to be able to be flexible. So, and again, I have some auction items, but the majority of my items are listed as buy it now with best offer. Now, with that being the case, I want to be able to leave for a week at a time, or, you know, a couple days, things like that. If you have an eBay store, you can go in and bulk edit and change your handling time. Now, you can also use what's called vacation mode, but I don't plan on using that. And I have, if you listen to Scavenger Life podcast, you'll see why. I guess this is the time to go into it, but basically, if you're going to go out of town and you have an eBay store, my plan, and it's worked for a bunch of other people already, is why I'm going to do it, is I'm not going to do vacation mode. Normally right now, I do 14-day unconditional returns. Probably going to change that to 30, because I think the new eBay update, if you want to be top rated seller, you need to have 30-day returns. And I do 2-day handling time, just because in case I'm swamped with work or something, I have an extra day to get things shipped. 99% of the stuff that I ship out, I ship it the day or the morning after I get the order. So, but if I was going to go out of town for, say, a week, it makes it very easy to go in and just bulk edit and change your handling time out to 7 days. And then a couple days into my trip, I would go back in, change it down to 5 days, go back in, change it down to 3 days. Now, the benefit to that is there's quite a few sellers. Ryan and Jay, again, are a great example. But Ryan Roots and Allie have done the same thing. They'll leave for a month at a time. I'm talking, you know, some of them just got back, but they'll leave for a month at a time. And they push their handling time out 30 days. You know, halfway into it, they drop it to 15 days. Then they drop it to 10. Then they drop it to 5. And then they drop when they get back. Ryan and Jay went on a 30-day trip. And when they got back, they had 100 items to ship. Yeah, that's a lot of work right when you get back. But hopefully you're kind of rested from vacation. You get back, you bust it out. Well, you just got paid while you were on vacation. I think turning the vacation mode banner on may stop people from buying, which I don't want. I want those sales to continue, and I just want to have the prices, you know, have the handling time change so that you know, I don't get negative feedback and customers aren't getting unreal expectations. But I don't want to lose sales, and I want to continue to get, you know, income while I am on vacation. So that's a big benefit to the stores. The other benefit to the store is that you get a certain amount of listings for free. And they get no insertion fees. You still pay final value fee, but you have no insertion fee. So with my store, I think it's either 150 or 200. I can't remember. I've got close to doing it last month, and then this month I really need to get on the ball because I want to use them up. And then you get a certain amount of auctions free as well. So it's definitely worth ordering or doing the store because you get those free listings. And I want to say, when I did the math, if you're going to list more than 50 items a month, I think it's at that point that it's really just kind of a wash whether you have a store or not. So if you're doing it part-time, hopefully you're at a part-time enough where you're listing those 50 items, and then it's really worth it to get a store. But the store does give you that flexibility and some tools. It gives you a better, some better tools for tracking what you're doing and things like that. Which, if everybody's liking this, as we get progressively on, I can, as I'm more and more familiar with those, I'll share what I like about those. But definitely look at the store subscription options. Again, if you're just selling a few items at a time, maybe not worth it. But as soon as you get to a fairly, you know, consistent listing basis, you're going to want a store just because of the options it gives you and the flexibility it gives you. So that's it for this time. Hit that thumbs up if these are helpful. Subscribe if you want to keep seeing more of them, and we will catch you all next time. Have a good one.